All right, we are at Lusk Creek Campground, our trailhead. And we are getting ready to start off the day. It's already been a pretty eventful morning. We were supposed to go to a different trailhead to park the van, and we couldn't get the van there because there were the road had big puddles in it, and we weren't going to drive the van or the mini through them, so we actually ended up anyway. we had to turn around, but we found a church that we could park at, so we parked at the church parking lot, and we're starting a little bit later than we expected, and we're gonna have to go a little farther than we expected. So, all right, we're in Eddyville. If you're doing this at the right time, you should always stop by at Shotgun Eddie's. And this is the post office here that you can go to for sending your box. And here's the River to River Trail sign. So
only 103 more miles to go.
Only 103 more miles to go. That's right. The people here are super friendly. We just talked to a lady at the post office, and there's the trail. First day of spring, and we found our daffodil hill. It is amazing. Look at these daffodils. First day of spring.
First flowers we see.
First flowers, first colors. Oh my gosh. Thank you, people, for having these daffodils. They're so beautiful. Look at how beautiful they are. I am genuinely so excited. I love seeing daffodils in spring. Kind of warms my heart. We just got to the Double Branch Hole area. It always feels a little awkward coming into this area because you kind of feel like you're going to somebody's backyard. There'll be more of that on this trail, but we've done it now, I guess 3 times, and it's been fun each time. Anyway, that's what the trail looks like right now. Getting those bluebird skies. And it's still cold right now, but you can tell it's going to be warm. Well,
damn. Game's over.
First wet foot for Joe.
2 hours.
Wow, 2 hours.
2 hours.
That's like a prize for the river to river.
I was literally looking at the creek and I stepped in a puddle.
I think you might be able to avoid getting your feet wet. Yeah, right there.
Where?
Just do. Yep. I mean, it may not work out, but oh shit! By the way, that's what just happened to my feet.
This is a bigger step than it looks like from over there.
Okay.
And this rock looks like it might be split.
I'm wearing Hoka's though.
I'm not sure I would do that.
Okay, I'll see. I did it! Trail maintenance. Taking care of your feet.
It was like a boulder that was in my shoe.
Oh, you're so brave putting your foot on the ground. Like I would use that rock, but you and I, we do it different. Trail maintenance is personalized to your own standards and what you like to do. Wanted to point out one of these flags. If you do the River to River Trail, you will see these flags along the way. I'm not exactly sure what they mean, but when you see them, you should always pay attention. That's all I know. Look at your Avenger maps, which I think we're on map 10 now, right? I liked Rick Stone, I think, who was another YouTuber. He did the river to river. He would always tell you what map he was on and when he finished one. And I think there's like so many different ways you can deal with time or distance on the trail. You know, how many hours, how many miles, how many days, how many Avenza maps. I kind of like to have sandwiches. How many sandwiches is that hike? That's a 6 hike sandwich versus a 1 hike sandwich.
Sandwich hike. That one sandwich lasts for 6 hikes.
That is a 6 sandwich hike or a 1 sandwich hike. And you can use that to mark your distance and time. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I guess this is Trail Rambles.
That's rock.
That is rock. Oh, it's so nice and oh, it's not mossy right now. I bet in the summer that gets mossy and slick, but right now it's not. Ooh, fun trail.
Even this is exactly the kind of road that we go off trail.
Oh, it sure is. Another thing, it's good to know yourself. When Joe and I are on a nice, comfortable road, that's when we always miss the trail. Because we just start talking and then
Talking about
something happens. And then we're like, wait, I thought this trail was supposed to be a mile. We've been going for 4 miles. Maybe. Hey, so Andrew asked about if we do stretches on the trail, and I do sometimes, and I encourage Joe to sometimes do this too. It's not like super serious, but when the trail looks like this.
Just to be clear, I don't do stretches because I'm just like too tough for stretches or something.
Whatever. When the trail is like this, I'll do things like roll my shoulders, basically until my shoulders start cracking. Sometimes that doesn't actually happen. Then I'll roll them forward. Then I will twist my neck both ways, roll back. But then I have to be careful for the trail.
Then I fall in a mud puddle.
Then I'll do arm stretches. Like this. Or like this. And try to reach as high as I can. And out and around.
Namaste, dude.
I'm still not a yoga girl. Also, I'm really not flexible at all. So I can't actually touch my toes. But this is what I do sometimes when Joe is doing other things. This is embarrassing. Like if I'm bent over, like doing something on the ground, when I get up, I just stretch my back and just sit here for a little while. All right, we're at Crow Knob Ecological Area. Quick update on the animals we've seen today. Just saw a bobcat, and we've seen a couple pileated woodpeckers. We saw a great horned owl, saw a barred owl, and deer. The bobcat Joe saw when he was driving, and I didn't see it, but everything else is on the trail. Well, that's so new.
Very. This is the last time we were here.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good. Oh.
Now, I'd like to know who's putting out these American Discovery Trail things. Nice. Oh, sycamore. I'm starting to get better at river crossings. Like the last one, I was actually eating a pizza while I crossed it. So there's a blow down in our path. But it's really amazing here because it smells like pine drops. You never smell the pine drop. It's one of those magical smells. There are some pretty nice campgrounds out here. Now, where here is I don't know. Close to Millstone Pond, or they have some other names too. But really beautiful, active pine forest. Oh, there's another butterfly.
Yep.
Kind of a cool looking area. Seems like I remember the name of it, but I don't.
I think it's Millstone Pond.
Is it also Ruby Falls though?
I don't know.
Ruby something? The sky is unbelievably blue. So we're on day 3. Doing pretty big miles. And this is when you start noticing things like, oh, what's chafing? How are my feet doing? We're ready to change tomorrow. So we're talking about that right now to make adjustments. I think we go over the land bridge, right?
Yep.
Here we go. I want to see one so badly. I haven't seen one yet.
Hey, so we're crossing the creek. It actually is, I always thought this was the tailwater is below the Millstone Pond, but it actually is not. It's flowing the wrong way. It's just a nice little creek. Get some water. Allison's over there drinking some water. This is very cold. I'm standing in it. Tent Life Pro Joe. If you are watching our video, you may remember we passed each other without knowing it 2 years ago, 2 years and a month or so ago, and y'all were camping up there. Allison was wearing some ridiculously orange peach hokas that when I was like, hey, was that you guys out there? I sent you a message on Instagram and you said, oh right, she's the lady with the red shoes. So that's been a joke for us the last 2 years. I'm always like, hey, you're the lady with the red shoes. She doesn't have red shoes on now though. They're kind of blue. Anyway.
The rocks are now slippy.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was some in the sun.
It is a gorgeous day. It's actually warm. It's probably in the at least mid 60s. What is it? Yeah. The water actually feels really nice. It no longer feels objectionably cold. It's like refreshing. So, onward.
We are at Trig Hill, I think. East Trig Hill. Yeah.
So the name of that's the other name I always see of that pond.
But there was a
Bay
Ruby's
Creek.
Falls thing.
But it wasn't the same place though.
Yeah. All right, where are we right now? Oh, there's a big sign right here. Oh, they have the Shawnee National Forest Parks, but not the Benzemaps. Well, I guess it's not about the river to river.
This is the area that is, I think this is one of the turnaround point for the on the 100 for the Shawnee Hills. Something like that. This is a big aid station.
Right now the trail is more of a riverbed than a trail. Also, we just got lost by, or off trail by about, I don't know, less than a half mile. But still, it was on a beautiful forest road, like always. Whenever we get lost, it's always on a forest road. when we're on this kind of trail, the moment you know you're off, you're like 10 steps. You can usually figure it out because the ground feels different. Oh, are you filling up? That's smart.
Oh, yeah.
The water feels good. Something to explore later. Terrain trail runners. Hey! We're going back into the trail. Did a very short road walk. In a place where there were like no blazes, so it's really nice to see some blazes now. It's just so pretty in the evening, or growing to be evening sun. See the light on the rocks and the moss. It's very beautiful. Joe and I were also just talking about how in the morning we're all like, oh, so careful about getting our feet wet. Now we're just like, screw it. Walk right through it. Doesn't matter. And I think we have another 10 miles to go. We've come 20 today.
We just looked over and there's this gorgeous sort of canyon with a waterfall. If you can't see it, it's right over there. Yeah, moving. The going has been super, super difficult, but maybe the last 5-8 miles, it's just been blowdowns and really, really churned up horse trail. So we're just making our progress, but we're moving pretty slowly. Sometimes the river to river is just nice, easy walking, and sometimes it's like this. And it's been like this for like what right now seems like half the day. Not really true, but feels like it.
All right, we are on the road now. There is our blaze. It feels really good to be on the road. It's been a long, hard day. These folks put up their own blaze. That's always so nice to see. It's a beautiful evening hiking on the road. Got about an hour to sunset. No, about 45 minutes to sunset. And we're just car it back. Let's keep it on going. We just talked to a really nice landowner along the way. He was going out to feed his horse, and he just asked what we were doing and told him we're hiking the river to river trail. He mentioned that there was a hiker who came through about a year ago with a dog who was having a rough time, and he ended up, the homeowner ended up putting up in a hotel for the night with his dog and getting him some lunch or dinner just so we could have a night off the trail. He also said that he doesn't mind if people camp on his land as long as they clean up after themselves. Anyway, really nice guy. It's always good to talk to people. We're climbing the hill. Here we find ourselves again on the trail, almost at dark. Dusk. Wait, yeah. Ooh, my brain's a little fried. They're not sure how many miles we have actually, because we had to make some difficult decisions this morning. And we couldn't get to the trailhead. So we could have 3, we could have 5. We are on the last map, last Avenza map. Oh man. So now we're trying to go a little faster. But probably it for the videos tonight. we made the decision to get a cabin at the Giant City Lodge for the next 2 nights. And then we got one free if you had 2, so we got 3 nights. So we're super excited about that. And here's the trail. Oh, and the Giant City cabins are on the trail, so that makes it really convenient. This may be our last stream crossing for the day, but I wouldn't bet on it. Oh, and now the rocks are slippy because the algae is there, so you can't just hop on them like you were able to earlier. How cold is it? What'd you say?
I said, it's actually not as cold as some of the other ones.
Okay. All right. There's nothing to it. Just do it. Shit. Joe, I just found the water.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you taking your bath tonight?
Jesus. Oh.
All right. Are you filming?
Yes.
Come on. Gotta get up to the hill before we start.
Oh.
Did your watch go into emergency mode?
No.
You okay?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Oh my god. Very cold.
Oh. This is the famous Max Creek.
Oh, it's really beautiful.
It is. It's also supposed to be a vortex.
Wait a second.
Aliens are supposed to be.
Is that a blaze over there?
But that's not right.
Did it get you in the eye?
Yep.
Oh,
It's in my
Joe.
eyelid.
Is the sticker still there?
No.
All right. We're actually putting on our headlamps. Maybe much brighter looking in the camera than it actually is. It's like civil twilight, I would say, about. And the beech trees look beautiful. Sunset in the pines, gorgeous. Look at Joe. You look very ghostly right now with the beech trees and your headlamp. Which we're going to be going in the dark tonight. I'm hoping that we get to see some beautiful stars.
Yeah, Fern Cliff had a really nice view.
Yeah, it did. Alright, so now we are hiking almost the trailhead. I don't know if you can see what we're in, but it is sloppy.
Hi, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for coming on this adventure with us.
Boys on an adventure tonight. We are walking to our van at the Taylor Methodist Church. And it is like such a beautiful night. We can see all the stars. It's really beautiful.